Today's lesson will focus on coffee in America. There are two main ways that Americans enjoy coffee. They either go to a coffee shop or make their own coffee in their home. Throughout the video, think about how American coffee culture varies from how people in Bosnia enjoy their coffee, whether in a cafe or at home. Pay close attention to the video and be prepared to write an essay on the differences between American and Bosnian coffee culture when the video is over. First, we will begin with American coffee shops. We will learn how to order, we will see why people choose to go to coffee shops, and we will hear from two coffee lovers about why they love to go to coffee shops. Throughout the video, vocabulary words will flash on the screen, some with written definitions and some without. Use these words and the explanations given for each word to match the vocabulary terms with its definitions on your worksheet. In American coffee shops, you must order your drink at the counter. The barista, who is the worker behind the counter, will take your order and then prepare your drink. Before approaching the counter to order, make sure you know what kind of drink you would like to have. There are often long lines in coffee shops, and knowing what you want makes the ordering process much easier for the barista. When ordering, speak slowly and clearly. Be aware of your options for drink size. The larger the size of your coffee, the more expensive it will be. Also, remember to be polite to the barista and say thank you before leaving the counter. Coffee shops offer many different types of coffee. The differences in the drinks lie in the ways in which the coffee is prepared. Also, coffee shops offer other options besides just coffee. They offer many types of tea and baked goods to go along with your drink. Baked goods such as muffins and cookies are displayed on or by the counter. Can I have a white chocolate mocha frappuccino?
Okay, what size?
Can I have the regular size, please?
Alright, would you like whipped cream on that?
Yes, please.
Is that going to be anything else?
That's all.
Alright, is that for here to go?
For you.
Alright. It is $3.84.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
After you have received your order, you may want to walk over to the bar that is near the counter. The bar has honey and spices such as cinnamon to put in your coffee or tea. The bar also has straws, sugar, and stirrers, which are wooden sticks that can be used to mix the contents of your drink. There are two major draws for people to go to coffee shops. The first is the social aspect. Many people enjoy going to coffee shops to spend time with friends and loved ones. Coffee shops offer a quiet and calm place to come and catch up with friends. It is not only a good place for conversation, but is also a place where many employers enjoy having informal interviews. Coffee shops offer a relaxed atmosphere that many employers see as valuable in getting to know a potential employee. Although coffee shops are great places to go to with friends and family just to spend time together and talk, there are a few guidelines to keep in mind. When speaking to those who accompany you, make sure to keep your voices at a lower volume than normal. Doing so shows respect to the other people at the coffee shop that came there to enjoy a nice and quiet atmosphere. Keep in mind that not everyone around you is there to engage in conversation. Many people come to get work done or to read. By not speaking quietly, you can become an annoyance and a distraction to those around you. Also, as in other restaurants and cafes, be respectful to the facilities and the coffee shop workers. Clean up after yourself. Large groups tend to make a larger mess than those who came alone. Check your table after you and your company get up. Make sure all dishes have been returned to the counter and that all trash has been cleared from your seating area and thrown away. The second major draw to going to a coffee shop is the workplace aspect. Many people take advantage of the quiet and relaxed environment to get work done. Students and professionals bring their work that must be done away from school in the office to finish over a cup of coffee. In many cases, people who are using the coffee shop as a workplace do not stay for a short time. Instead, many of them stay for long periods of time, in many cases staying as long as it takes to complete their task. Many coffee shops offer comfortable seating, such as couches, for people like students and professionals who will be sitting for extended periods of time. Unlike Bosnian cafes, where many visitors only stay long enough to drink their coffee, American coffee shops welcome visitors to stay as long as they would like to during operational hours. This allows people to have the time it takes to sit and complete their task, whatever they may be.
Honestly, I probably go to coffee shops at least once a week, probably more like twice or 3 times a week, depending on how far behind I am on homework or if I have other plans with friends. But it's just a good place to get homework done and to get down to yourself. Sometimes I go downtown by myself and just read stuff not related to school.
I think that I often come to a coffee house almost every day. Just because in college you have a lot of papers to write, a lot of reading to do, and obviously like where we're at right here, it tends to be one of the more quiet areas. Also, it's one of those things where I come because of the ambiance. It's one of those places where everybody around you is doing work. Everybody around you is either catching up quietly or something like that. So it's one of those places where that's what you're supposed to do and it makes sense.
I would add that sometimes back home there was a coffee shop I went to a lot that would have local music, different nights, like a jazz night, harmonica teaching night, and I would go and see friends who played there. And also a lot of coffee shops don't just serve coffee. If coffee's not your thing, there's tea and there's like milk-based drinks that like people are pretty into.
As Drew mentioned, many coffee shops are also small music venues. Local bands and musical acts will come into the coffee shop on special nights during the week and perform for the customers.
My favorite drink is well, it depends on where I'm at. Honestly, with a place like this, I'm probably just going to go with whatever they have brewing. If it's Starbucks, I have one drink that I always get, and that's a cinnamon dulce latte. That is my favorite. In the wintertime, I get it hot, and in the summertime, I get it cold.
Going out to coffee shops with your friends or to do homework is a nice option, but it can get really expensive if you go too often. Therefore, a lot of Americans choose to make coffee at home with coffee makers, and I'm going to show you how to use one. You choose how much coffee you want to make by determining how much water you put in the pot. You look at these markings, and this shows you how many cups you're going to make. And there's just little lines with numbers by them, so you know how many cups. Once you have your water ready, you will take your water over to the pot, or the coffee maker, and you will pour the water into this back compartment. Once you have poured all the water in, you will close the flap and you'll replace the pot back in the coffee maker. Once you have your water in the coffee maker, the next thing you're going to do is put the coffee grounds in, and then you'll be ready to start brewing. So what you're going to do is you're going to push this latch open, which opens up a compartment. Inside of this little bowl area where the water will come through, you're going to place a coffee filter. This filter doesn't allow the coffee grounds to go into your coffee. So you're going to put this in the little bowl area. And here comes the tricky part. It depends on how strong you want your coffee, and you decide how many grounds you want to put in. Some people like their coffee strong, and they'll put in 2 scoops of grounds for every cup of water that they have. And those who don't like their coffee so strong, they'll put 1 spoon in per cup. So since we like it strong, I'm gonna put 2 per cup in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now again, I put in 10 scoops because I have 5 cups of water. I'm gonna put the lid back on the coffee and readjust my coffee filter, and I'm ready to start brewing. So I'm just gonna close the slash back, make sure my coffee pot's lined up, and then press this button on the side of the maker that says on off. My coffee should be ready in a few minutes. While our coffee's still brewing, I'm gonna take a second to tell you about creamer. In Bosnia, you all put milk and sugar into your coffee. In America, we do that too, but another popular option is just to put the creamer in. Creamer is kind of like milk and sugar, but it also has an added flavor. As you can see, there's many types of creamer. These are only a few. There's many options when you go to the store, and you can pick up your favorite flavors. But many Americans choose to do this. They put it in their coffee, and you can judge how much you have in there and if you need more or if you have enough by the color that your coffee is once you stir it. So that's creamer. Once your coffee is ready, now you're gonna have to choose a cup to put it in. You have 2 main options when you have to consider what your coffee is gonna go into. This is a mug. As you can see, it's open. And many people choose to use mugs when they're drinking coffee at home and they don't have to go anywhere. They can just sit and enjoy it. But if you're on your way out the door, then you need something that has a lid and it's not going to spill all over you while you're on the move. This is called a thermos, and many people use thermoses on their way to work or school when they're going to be in the car or walking around and moving a lot. The thermos has a lining that helps keep your coffee hot while you're on your way to wherever you're going, and it has a lid to help you not spill. So you just put the lid on after you put the coffee in, and you're ready to go. So my coffee is ready, and I'm gonna pour it. And since I'm gonna be staying at home, I'm gonna use my mug today. So just pour it in. But I'm going to leave a little bit of room for creamer because I love my creamer. So I still have a little bit left for later. I'm going to put it on there to keep it hot. And I'm going to choose to use the cinnamon creamer today because it's my favorite. So like I said, I'm going to judge how much creamer I want by the color that it is after I pour it in and stir. So I'm just going to start out with a little bit. I'm going to stir it. And you don't want it too light because that means you have too much creamer in it and you won't be able to taste your coffee. So I think that's a good color for me. And now I'm ready to drink and enjoy my coffee.